Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scottdog. Thanks very much for joining us. As you can see, we're back. We're playing a new game. This game is called Inscryption. You may have seen it before. It's a card game, a horror card game. I did inverted commas, you didn't really see them, or speech marks. So, interestingly, the thing about Inscryption is that I tried to play this earlier, recorded it all, and then found out that the audio was messed up. So I'm going to know little bits and pieces about this as we go through it, but we're going to start again from the very beginning, and we'll kind of go through the tutorial intro and all the rest of those things. I had a lot of fun with it, although I wasn't very good at it, so you'll see that as we get going. It's an interesting game, I will say that. I like card games. I'm never very good at card games. I never think about things enough to know that I'm making the right move, but you know, that's how I live my life. Here we go. Inscryption. There you go. I told you. Right, let's any button start. I do like the style of the game. I will say that some of it's a little bit agitating, a little bit confusing. As we get into it, you'll see one of the interesting things here. You can see we can't go to new game, which is quite interesting. Even though we've just refreshed our save data, we have to go to continue, which I don't really understand. I'm sure it'll be explained later down the line, right? So it's kind of a card game with a story, although the story is, at this moment in time, quite limited to you being in a cabin with something sitting opposite you playing a game. Another challenger. It's been ages. Perhaps you've forgotten how this game is played. I absolutely have. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. I can do that. There we go. There's our squirrel. Now play your stoat. So interestingly, you look around the board with the WASD keys. So we can do that. But now play your stoat. If we click on the stoat, stoats cost 1 blood sacrifices must be made. So you can see here on our stoat, our little stoat, there's a little bit of blood up here in the top right corner. That indicates we have to make 1 sacrifice to play the stoat. You can see down here, damage and health. And this icon shows that we're going to kill the squirrel. And that will allow us to play the stoat. There's the stoat. Nice. We can then go back and look at our cards. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. Just very quickly, there's a bell over here. But if we look at the cards, I don't know if I can show you them. Over here on the right-hand side, we have 2 decks. One is our draw pile of normal cards that we own. The other is, I think, an unlimited collection of squirrels that we can draw. But we can only draw once from these piles. So we can't draw 1 squirrel and 1 card. It's only one or the other. Ring the bell to end your turn. Your stoat stands unopposed. The number in the bottom left is the attack. Bottom right is health, obviously. And every piece of damage we do, we have to make the scales tip in our favour. Or their favour, I guess. If you tip my side all the way down, you win. Nice. There you go. They helped us out, like this. Oh, they've removed it. My turn. They've paid a coyote. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. Ouchie. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat health is 2 less. Well, good one. If creature's health reaches 0, it dies. Okay, I can hear you. Right, it's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. Well, we know we need 2 sacrifices, so let's draw a squirrel. We can throw a squirrel out. We can now come back to our wolves. We know that the wolves require 2 blood, so we can sacrifice our stoat and our squirrel. That stoat was speaking to us. Suffering was real, but you will see it again. And then we can play the wolf. We'll put it here so we can kill the coyote. Nice. And then we can ding the bell. Because you are learning, I will pass. Again, choose a random card. We'll choose another squirrel. It doesn't really matter. We'll just play it there and ding the bell. The squirrel has no attack, so it doesn't do any damage. But as you can see, 3 damage dealt, 3 weights on the scale. You know you can play more than 1 card per turn. I could, but I didn't have any things, right? So now I can play a squirrel and then sacrifice the 2 squirrels, play another wolf. We're doing 6 damage. Jobs are good in. Look at this. you've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Okay, good. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself to you. Okay, so we can click on this and work our way through this path. A bit like Slay the Spire. I quite like this. We've done the first battle. That's what the skulls were. Two denizens in the forest approach you tentatively. An adder, the caustic adder damage from poison, is always lethal. And the cat, the undying sacrificing this poor beast, does not kill it. So we got a choice. We can either have an adder, and every time we sacrifice something, every time it attacks, it will kill whatever's in front of it. Or we can have a cat, and every time we sacrifice the cat, we get 1 blood, but the cat stays on the board. But it doesn't do any damage. I'm going to go with the adder, but the adder does take 2 blood to sacrifice, which isn't great to begin with. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle, break in case of emergency. Nice. And have a second. 2 squirrels in a bottle. Nice. Another useful implement will allow you to tip the scales with it. A pair of pliers. Okay. That's as much as you can carry. You can only ever carry 3 items. We've got another fight. Now, one of the big things that I really struggle with in this game is that when you attack, you don't take damage. And when they attack, we don't deal damage. And that's different to most other card games that I remember playing. You were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me while I was sleeping. It was the right play. I get it. Maybe. You'll help me? Play along for now. Okay, we got you. So we've got some more cards. You may now see my moves ahead of time. So let's see what that means. You are going to play a wolf cub. We've got these blocks down here. They've all got some health. So looks like we'd have to do 3 damage to this to destroy a stump. And we can play some items. So we've got a squirrel over here. I'm going to keep these for now, I think. We're going to play a squirrel. And we're going to grab a stoat. We'll sacrifice the squirrel, put the stoat down, because the stoat is going to do some damage for us, right? I don't think we can do anything else. We can't pick a card. Let's ring the bell. So this wolf cub's going to come along, do some damage to this boulder. Mind the ambitious wolf. It ages swiftly. So what I can tell you is this symbol here. If we right-click, we get a description. A card bearing this sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. It's already had his 1 turn, so we know it's going to get stronger. Let's take this. Let's have a look at the bat. So the bat is flying. A card bearing the sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature opposing it. Okay. So I think we can still do damage to the bat, but what do we want to do here? Do we want to get a squirrel out? So we've got a river snapper, which would be 2. It's got 6 health and does 1 damage. We've got the adder, which would be really good to kill this with early on. I guess we... You know what? I guess we squirrel. And then I guess I'm quite tempted to river snapper. Because then it should deal with whatever comes down here. And that gives us enough time to... I'm going to do it. Sorry, Stoke. There's the river snapper. He's down. We'll end our turn. We'll do 1 damage. Scales tip in our favour. The wolf is now turned into a big scary wolf. Airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. So they've attacked us for 2 damage. And now I think we should attack the bat. I think we should be okay there. I'm going to grab a squirrel and just lay it down on the table. And then I'm going to pass. Was I not clear? You can play a squirrel and also sacrifice it. You are absolutely clear. I didn't want to, all right? And I also couldn't. So we can get another squirrel. We can throw our squirrel down. And then we can adder. And because our adder, even though it's got less health, it's going to kill this because it's got this, which is when a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. So we're going to do pretty well on this one, I think. And we'll do damage over here. Some perhaps more deadly than man. And we're going to do some damage with the snapper. I think he's now going to just continue to pass from what I remember. He's run out of cards or whatever the case may be. We should be good just to keep going, look. We'll take another one of these. and throw you down. Doesn't really matter. So there is an element that if you do more damage than you need to do, you get teeth, and you can use those to purchase things. You prevailed and trekked onwards past the bloody trail. Okay, so next up we get to choose another card, which is nice. What have we got? A wolf cub. We just saw one of those. And a sparrow. Meek sparrow, inexpensive. It's feeble flying creature. Another one that flies, so we'll take damage, but we can fly over things to attack. I guess we take the wolf. Means we can get something around the board, and in theory it will do some damage if it stays out there long enough. Okay. You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You are compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. So we can sacrifice our wolf, or we can sacrifice our adder. Let's put our adder here. You were looked upon... you looked upon your menagerie and selected a healthy host. So this is quite interesting. So what I know about this is when you sacrifice this creature, the touch of death, will be passed on to one of these creatures. You can have more than one of these. I don't know how many you can have, but the river snapper seems like an okay one, right? If we know that our river snapper is always going to kill whatever it attacks, it becomes pretty strong. Because then the damage doesn't really become an issue. Just getting it out there and being able to attack over and over and over again is good. Okay, what's this? Okay. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. Not great. Not great. So every once in a while you'll come up against a fight which has some kind of unique mechanic. And this is one of those times. So we can play a squirrel. They're going to play a coyote and a bat. They're both going to attack us next turn. And they're going to fly over whatever we put down, so it's irrelevant. So I think we squirrel. And then I think we wolf cub. We could squirrel and get our snapper out there. Doesn't seem like the worst shout. But I want to keep these just for a bit later on. So let's see how we do. Our wolf is going to get strong as it goes. My coyote is granted the power of flight. We're okay here. Ouch, that hurt quite a lot. But now our wolf is stronger. We can't do anything else other than get a squirrel. Now we could... Doesn't matter if we put a squirrel down because it's not going to stop these. We just have to hope that this isn't enough to kill us. And I think it might be. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to get a squirrel. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to get the wolf. I'm going to kill you and kill you. And I'm going to put you here. Now, the reason I didn't put it here, we would have killed these things. But what's interesting about this, and it might be the wrong move, but what's interesting about this is we'll do 3 damage. We'll do 6 damage, essentially. And then they'll do 2 more. But it's not whoever gets to a certain number of damage first, because their scales, they obviously the number of damage you do versus them weighs each other out. And eventually, it evens itself up. You're 2 damage away from winning. That's going to change, obviously, because they're about to attack us. So we go back to be losing, but it's a pretty cool element, I think, where you can just keep doing this and it will stay pretty even. It's going to change in a second, obviously, because they're going to have something else on the board. But we do manage to win. I like it a lot. Impressive. You may yet survive this ordeal. Knock on wood. Okay, we get to carry on moving. What have we got? We got some more cards to choose from. Watch for the bullfrog. It leaps into the way of attacking flyers, so we can guard against flying. Only 1 damage, 2 health. The conniving raven. It's like, what word is that? A blight upon the skies. Okay, it's pretty good. It flies and it does a reasonable amount of damage and has some health. Or another adder. I'm going to go with the adder. Silly move, I think, but we're going to go with it. We can either go here or here. Let's go to this one. We've done this one before, so let's go to this one. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by fire, it'll enhance its power, said another. You notice one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouths. Okay. So we can enhance health by these things. Oh no, damage by these things. I wonder if the stoat would be wise to enhance. It's only 1 to get out. We do sacrifice it quite a lot. That's the only thing I would say, but let's throw it out there. It now does 2 damage. The fire warms your poor stoat, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached towards it, another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the stoat away from the fire and left. Love it. Okay, so we've got another fight. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the board. Grand first. So these had the same sigil as the bullfrog. A mighty leap. A card bearing a sigil will block the opposing airborne creature. And what are they doing? They're sparrowing and they're grizzly bearing. That's not good news. What would be great here is an adder, right? I'm going to use you. I'm going to throw... Oh, hold on. I don't know if this is wise. I'm going to throw you out and I'm going to wolf club, I think. The reason I did this is that I don't know if these things... I think as soon as they get on the board, they attack. So we probably are going to miss out anyway by putting the adder down. That's my feeling. We could have put the river turtle down. I mean, we could still sacrifice these 2 things. Put the river turtle down. We'll still do enough damage to deal with it. Maybe that's the option. I'm going to do it. I don't know if this is wise or not. I'm going to do it. So we do 1 damage. These come on the board and do their attack straight away. They do. But we know our man is going to do the damage for us over there. So we can squirrel for now. But we're not going to do enough damage here. This is a problem. The tree is going to crumble. Why do we not do any... Why do we not kill this thing? I thought we had poison. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, well we can squirrel for now. We can throw you down and we can then sacrifice you and throw the adder down here. So we should kill this bear, right? Thank you. Okay, but we've got problems because these things are going to continue to fly over our heads. We haven't got any cards we can put down. I guess we throw the squirrel down here for now and ring the bell. Another grizzly bear's coming. That's not good news. I'm not liking this. Let's grab one of these. It's completely insane. You see that, right? No care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. Only keeps me around to watch me suffer. Oh, poor dude. Okay, we're gonna sacrifice you. And I guess we're gonna throw you down here, and we're gonna ring the bell. So we did some damage, but the grizzly's gonna kill our adder, and now we're in trouble, right? We need another squirrel, and the best I can do is throw you out here. And ring the bell. Does this tell me how much up here must be how much I need to win. We're in serious bother over here. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. We're in serious bother over here. I've got nothing I can do, right? I wish there was a way of seeing what's in your deck. We're gonna lose over here, I think. Let's just keep doing this and survive as long as we can, right? Ouchie, 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 ouchie. It's all over, everybody. Time is done. We've got these players. That would give us 1 damage. I do wonder if that would have been enough to kill them, but you've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. And this is where this game starts to get a little bit more interesting. So in the game, there's also this little area where you can walk around. So there's like tools over here, a little lamp. There's a clock over here that we can change the time on. You know, I don't know what you do with it, mind you. I'm guessing at some point there'll be something given to us that helps us with this. There's a little photo frame here. I don't know what that does. There's a safe with a weird hand on. Okay, there's these little figurines down here, which are like the ones we met by the fire. There's the candlestick we need. There's this, which is a squirrel with a sword. There's this thing, which we can't do anything with. There's a little candlestick over here and a globe. And then there's this dude, which is really quite freaky. But we need the candlestick, right? So we'll pick that up. Bring it here. now sit back down. We can do that. Let me explain something to you. That was one of two mistakes you can make here. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? I believe you were kicking my ass with bears, is how it was going. I'm going to go this way. Okay, we got a cat, we got a wolf, proud wolf, a vicious contender, and we got a sparrow. I don't know what this thing is. I can click it. I think I'm going to go cat because we can get blood from that over and over and over again. Taking a cat to this would be quite nice because it would also do damage, but I guess the problem with a cat is you need to put it in a place where it's not getting damaged, right? Choose one, so we can choose pliers, this thing which is going to allow things to fly, or a squirrel. I'm going to go squirrel. You may get out of a hard place if we have a rock or some more pliers. Let's take the rock. Rock's pretty good just to put down and block something, right? Here we go. The trees seemed to close in around you as a chill mist descended. In the distance you could hear the clinking of metal on stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. Yeehaw! 'Twas the prospector. I do like that you put some mask on to play these characters. That's pretty cool. Okay, what have we got going on? We've got a pack mule and a coyote. Now, the pack mule's got this thing which means it's going to move at the end of its turn, but the coyote's going to be in the way, right? So we could play... Okay, this works, I think. We can play you. Then we can play you. Oops. This doesn't work. I didn't want to put this here. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Now I can't do what I needed to do. I'm going to grab you and sacrifice you for this. So the cat doesn't disappear because we know. And that should be enough, right? We'll ring the bell. We only do 1 damage. Pack mule is not going to attack us. But we should be okay because next time we should be able to... Let's get a squirrel out here. And then we'll play our wolf cub for the squirrel. And we'll ring the bell. So we kill that. The pack mule is not going to move this time. But now we should attack it and kill it, right? So that's good news. What do we need? Let's get a normal card. He's doing the prospector again. Easy, boss. The mule's key. So we know we need to kill the mule. The mule is in front of us. We're definitely going to kill it with our little buddy here. You're not going to do anything. When an empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move it. So you might get in the way of the wolf, right? Is that what you're telling us? We could sacrifice the cat. It's not going to help us. I don't know. I don't think it does. So I can't like sacrifice you and save blood or anything. And I've got nowhere to play you. So I'm just going to ring the bell. So we've got a handful of cards. Dagnammit, my mule. Oh, what? They had an adder. That's not what we wanted. So we've got a few cards here. We've got a squirrel, a skunk, a raven, and a skunk, and a stoat. Do I need to pick a card? I do. Let's just have a look at the deck here. So we need to kill this adder. We'll kill this mule, I think, next time. The wolf will trade, I think. Oh no, you're going to come down and kill us before we get to trade. So what do we do here? The raven flies over. I feel like that might not... Oh no, because then it's going to get killed instantly. The skunk is quite interesting because the skunk... this essentially means you stop them from doing some damage. But that will kill me anyway. So let's... You need to draw a card. Okay, let's take one of these again. Let's squirrel. Then let's... wolf. Why not? We'll sacrifice you. We'll get another wolf down. We'll end our turn, right? Because we can't do anything else. Did I neglect overkill damage? Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind. The mangled corpse of his victim. Lucky for you. That is lucky for me. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I think we just want to grab a card. I can't get off these. Get out of the way, cards. All right, and then here we go. Press the button. And there we go. We've killed him. I hope you didn't think that would be easy. There's gold in them there cards. So he's now going to turn all of our cards, our best cards, into nuggets of gold, and then put items on the board that could kill us. Okay, lovely. Okay, so we've got one squirrel that we can play to get a stoat out. It doesn't really matter because he can't do any damage to us right now. The dog's going to come along and do that. We can't play anything down here to help us. I'm going to play you. Then I'm going to play you and throw you out. It's not going to help me because this thing's going to kick. No, I'm not sure. You're going to get your ass kicked, but it'll help for now, right? In a weird kind of way. Okay, what else do we need? Let's get another squirrel. And let's just hit the button here. So we can attack you. The adder's coming along to do damage here. We can play not a lot. Let's grab you. We've got all of our cards now, right? Let's throw you out. Then let's sacrifice you for a skunk. Be interesting to know if you do any damage. Because obviously if you hit us, we're going to die anyway. I don't think we can do anything right now. We just have to play through, right? The wolf club is here, but it's going to take a little while to get through our defenses. I don't know if there's a max hand size, but our little stoat is just going to keep plodding away. There we go. Job done. See, that's quite a tough one. When he knocks down your cards to these things, you're kind of on the back foot. Allow me to light your candles once more. Nice, thank you. Very kind of him. You're the first in a while to overcome the boss. As a reward, you're granted the opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Okay, so we could choose Child 13. Poor abandoned child does not die when sacrificed, but do you have the heart to try? So this is a little baby dragon or something. Same as our cat. The Gek. Uninspiring Gek, perhaps you can find a use for it. And Urali. The level of brutish strength needs no explanation. 4 sacrifices it takes. Let's take it. It sounds like fun, right? It's got a lot of health. We're never going to be able to play it. Let's do it. With the sounds of Prospector's pickaxe still ringing in your ears, you carried onwards. And there we go. We get off this board and then... we get straight into another board. The rank smell of rotten mold permeated the humid air. Every step forward answered by some nearby slip or sliver. You tread cautiously into the wetlands. And we'll tread cautiously into the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us on Twitter at Scottdoggaming. See you again soon. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Scottdoggaming. Don't forget to follow on Twitch and Twitter and head over to YouTube for daily content. See you again soon.